Hey, everybody.
Hey, you all
Hey,
know what it is. Hey, everybody, how you
hey,
doing?
hello. How you doing, everyone? It's Wednesday, just like Lisa just said, and
Welcome,
we are
welcome, welcome.
right. We are so excited to be here with you guys. Oh my God, it's another Wednesday. No, seriously, yes, it's another Wednesday. We love coming on every Wednesday, talking to you guys about all the different topics
Yeah,
of
different
real
topics in
estate.
real estate. That's right. And
Mhm.
today, Dion, you're going to be my special guest.
I'm the guest.
You're
I'm
the
the guest.
guest. Yes. I'll play the host. You'll play the guest.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So I'm just gonna sit back and be a guest then.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do today. So, right now, what we're going to do is we are going to talk about the market in Chicago. We're going to specifically focus on Chicago. And I have here none other than Realtor extraordinaire Dion Branch with Allure Dream Homes of EXP Realty.
Woo!
Right.
All right. I need
I
those
need one of those
sounds.
things to do the
Right,
applause.
right,
Should
right.
have brought my pom poms. I have to
Oh
remember
Lord.
for next time. Next time
Right,
you again, I'm going to have my pom poms. Just so
right. We do not need the replay of the pom poms, but hey
I know,
everybody.
right?
Right. Hello. Lisa, thank you for having me on this Water Cooler Wednesday episode.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we just want to take a few minutes and ask some questions that we want professional insight and advice about. So
Okay.
let's just dive right in because people have a lot of questions about what's going on with the Chicago market. So I figured you're a good person that you know some
Yeah.
stuff about the market. So
I think I
first
can answer
question,
some questions. Let's
yeah.
see.
The first question I would have would be, is this really a buyer's market or is it really a seller's market? Because I've kind of been hearing a little bit of both. So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. And I mean that's what you're hearing is true. It depends, right? It depends on unfortunately it depends on the neighborhood. It a lot of people there's some in some communities are more in demand than others, and so then
Mhm.
because of those communities they have multiple offers, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are searching in those areas, and then the other areas that people are still looking because there are people out here looking for homes, but it might just take a little longer for your house to sell, and you're looking for the right person that actually fits your style of home. So yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's true.
yeah. Mhm. And
So
when
I
they
guess so
go
I
ahead.
guess it is a little bit of both then.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing about it is when you're looking in the areas that where there's less competition, that's actually a good thing too, because it gives you a chance to be able to negotiate a little bit more
Here we
rather
go.
than having to pay top dollar for a house. You can actually take advantage of some of the things that you can do during the negotiation period.
Absolutely. What do you think buyers think it is right now? Do you think buyers think it's a buyer's market or do you think buyers think it's a seller's market?
I I think I think buyers always think it's a buyer's market. I don't, no matter what, because they want to negotiate. Oh, I
Okay.
want to give lower price, and can I go in low? I'm like, if you don't like the house, sure, go in low. Go right, so I really think that I really think buyers, they don't know, and so that's really it's for me as a realtor to help and coach them and guide
Yeah.
them so that they'll know like where we are in this phase, especially in the community that they're looking at, and be more aware about how we're placing the offer and placing them strategically.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I would agree with you. I think that from what I see on my side as lender, it is, I see a little bit of both because, like we think about the 2020, 21, 22. Those years. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Now that was a seller's market
That was definitely a seller's market.
like
People
we've
lined,
never seen before.
right. People lined. I've never lined up outside of a house, right, to get in to see the house. I mean,
Yes.
we were literally lined up outside the house to get into this house. I mean,
Yep.
and then you get in and be like, this house was not all that, you know.
Right. Like I waited in line for this.
I waited in line for this, but it was a seller's market, and so out of that line, at least 3 to 4 people were going to go ahead and place an offer, and so then you had to strategically decide what you were going to place on for your offer, and
Yeah.
maybe we talk. Lisa and I talk a lot about credit towards closing and things like
Hmm.
that, and during the seller's market, you're not able to do all that.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yep. Somebody else will come in and they'll just do everything for a price or higher. They won't
Or
ask
higher.
credits. Yeah. Yep.
Right. And
That.
then we talk about in Chicago, but in other states where there's like a seller's market constantly, a
Mhm.
lot of those people bid higher and pay higher.
Yeah.
Sometimes if a property doesn't appraise out in Chicago, we might say, okay, well, it didn't appraise out, so we're not going to pay higher.
Right.
But it's expected in other states that you bid higher and you pay higher.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I think we might be a little bit spoiled.
Yes, yes, we are.
So a follow-up question for you. What makes a buyer strong in this market, aside from just offering the highest price?
Well, there's a lot of different things that you can do to be strong. During COVID time, a lot of times you would get approved prior to so a full approval.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
so
all you need is the appraisal now in order
yeah.
to clear the quote.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes, depending on, like we said, the market and the area that you're looking in, that might be a good way of making sure that you get a deal. I can close in 10 days, I'm already approved, right? The other thing is really just getting approved, making sure you have a good pre-approval, working with a lender that's a reputable lender. Yes, 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 right. And making sure that that lender is available when we place offers. Or like Lisa does is sometimes she'll call the agent. Hey, she's included in the offer. So
Right.
now we're calling the agent, letting them know, hey, we just submitted our offer. I'm the lender. That's
Mhm.
Lisa. And she's saying that I have, this is a good buyer. Don't worry, we got you covered. Right.
Right.
So that's,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. So, which I know Chicago is not, the typical market. Every market is a little different. But for us in particular, would you say that right now prices, are they rising? Do you think they're stabilizing or are they actually dropping?
Well, again, I think so. To me, what I've seen is prices are rising every year since COVID. Prices of houses have been increasing,
Okay.
and the reason is because people go in and you bid higher, right?
Mm,
So then what happens is now when you're doing a comparable of houses in the next for the next house that sells, then that means that house will list higher, right?
right.
Because we're comparing all of the houses that have sold within the
Yes.
last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have that, but I also think that monthly pricing is actually going higher because unfortunately we have taxes as well. Yeah, that big old T word, right? So
Yeah.
and so unfortunately what's happening there is that some houses Um, I think they're still might be going up a little higher, or they're staying kind of average because their taxes are $8,000 and $10,000. And then what's happening there is there's not a lot of people that can afford those houses
Yeah.
with that high taxes, and so then it makes it so that makes it a little difficult as well, right?
Right.
So maybe we might unfortunately see some of those houses going down in price so
Mhm.
that they can cover so you could cover the taxes. And unfortunately that's sad. Yeah.
That's true because sometimes people don't really think about that part, but yes, the you have to consider the entirety of the mortgage. I usually
Hmm.
break down the mortgage payment for people so they understand that it's principal, interest, taxes, homeowners insurance, and then also PMI. So all of those things factor into the total price that you're paying per month for the mortgage.
Yeah.
So yeah, if your taxes are sky high, then that is going to have an impact on your mortgage for sure.
Right. And there's less people that can pay like that sky high mortgage, as well as a whole increase in the cost of homes. So something is gonna have to give, and unfortunately, I don't think Cook County is giving. Right?
They don't seem to be.
No, no, they don't. Yeah. So that's where the difference in pricing comes as well.
Got you. Okay.
Hmm.
So I do have another question because Bias, we even though we do obviously work with sellers and you help to market people's properties. A lot of times we get people that they need to sell one property and then buy another property, so that happens a lot, but we primarily I think get more buyers than anything. So
True.
it, from a buyer's perspective, to be able to help them, I wanted to ask this question. So, what is it that buyers are getting wrong right now in this market? What do you think they're getting wrong?
Well, well, well.
I
I
don't know
s-
if I've ever heard you say that before. I'm very nervous right now.
I think we still have these wonderful buyers that are waiting for the crash.
Mm.
I've seen it decrease a little bit. Like I think I kind of feel like in October of last year, November, December, like people got tired of waiting for the crash. So I don't
They
know if
did, right?
right,
Yep. Because actually, we had an uptick, which was a little weird for the way the
right,
market normally goes.
right.
Yeah.
We were like, where these people coming from? But I think they got tired of waiting for the crash. So hopefully there's still not a lot of these I'm waiting for the crash people. But if you still waiting for the crash, ain't gonna crash coming, right? Come on, come on, come on and
We had
join
like
us.
the biggest one of the century.
Right, right. Come on back.
Right.
Join us. Right,
Join us.
right. So I would definitely say that. I think another thing is they're looking only at the payment and not the total ownership cost, right? And
Mm.
so one part of that is I think unfortunately you have places like Redfin, Zillow, and they're telling
Yeah.
you, hey, you could buy this house and your monthly payment is only $1,100, and people are coming to us and asking us, well, why you have my mortgage for $2,500?
Right.
Zillow said, Redfin said, my house, this house, it should only be $1,100, not $2,800 or
Well, yeah, we
$2,500.
found a significant amount more.
Right, a significant amount more because they forget those little things like taxes, right? And some of the
How much
other
is the
stuff,
down payments?
right? The down payment, your insurance
Mhm.
costs, and actually, insurance changes, price changes per person. It's not that it's
Yep,
one cost fit all.
that's
I,
right.
right. I was surprised at that. I actually didn't know that until maybe like a few years ago. But
Mhm.
yeah, so because they look at your credit. So if you're working with us and we're trying to get you, get your credit right, and maybe we've already gone in with no understanding that you have a lower credit rate, then The insurance is going to understand you got a low credit rate too, and they probably going to,
Make
increase
an
your
adjustment on
insurance
your
costs,
premium.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So your utilities and so gas, light, um, things like that. So it's a lot that really goes into the whole home buying, and we always talk about planning,
Hmm.
preparing. We love the p words, right?
Yeah.
We love those.
Plan
And
and prepare. Yes.
right. And so if you do those things, then you can have an idea of setting your budget and knowing, okay, this is about the amount of house that I can actually afford and
Right.
understand, and not over budget yourself. And just because Lisa gave you a 3,500 3,500, right? Pre-approval,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you like that we're out there looking for this house that eventually you maybe
Right. We
can't
got to
really
spend all this money.
right.
You
That
don't
you
have to spend all. That's
no,
just the maximum amount. You cannot exceed that amount. But if you find something that's suitable for you that costs less, go with it. Yeah.
yeah, right. And sometimes, I don't like to start out with the champagne,
Yeah.
houses, because you could really find something that you can kind of make into your champagne home.
Yeah. Now that's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Over
So,
time. Absolutely.
right. One last thing I have is that sellers aren't desperate. They tell me they tell me that all the time when I'm
Right.
listing
For
their
your
home, and
listings. Right.
yeah,
Like,
right, and they're coming to somebody puts an offer down 20,000 less than their asking price.
20,000. Wow.
Right, 20,000 is a lot, right? It's hard. So on the sales side, I say 20,000 is a lot, and even 10,000 is a lot. But on the
Mhm.
buy side, I say that's not a lot, because that's just like 50 additional dollars per month, right? Well, on the buy
Right.
side, but on the sales side, they're like, that
Right.
that I have a lot of bills to pay off for this house. So it's not that I get my house is listed for 200,000 and I get to walk away with 200,000. So you
Right.
got to remember that the seller has to pay off. They got to pay off their mortgage. They got to make sure it's water, gas, like
Explorations. Yeah.
right, tax. Like Lisa said, tax prorations. They got to pay. Was
The
a
realtor,
survey,
they have to pay the realtors.
right?
Usually,
The
I mean,
realtor.
not every single time, but most of the time, the contracts are negotiated with the seller paying the realtor commission still.
Correct. Right. So
Mhm.
all of those things that have to consider, and at the end, they don't want to walk away with like $10,000. So then they're quick to say, "I'm not desperate." Right. I'm not desperate. We might just need to wait to see if we get a better offer. Right. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so all sellers are not desperate.
I think that's one. If we could erase that one with a giant red marker, that would be great.
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody knows that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. So far, so good. Let's keep it going. I got a couple more questions. Not a lot, but just a couple. All right.
Oh,
So, everybody's heard about bidding wars. So,
yes.
going back and forth. You can probably kind of explain it. So, because my question is that still happening or not? So,
Right.
explain what a bidding war is, and then is it still happening or not?
Right. So a bidding war is really where there are a couple of people that put down an offer on a home. And so then the listing agent will call what we call highest and best. And so at that point, they're saying, okay, you've put in an offer. We have about three, four more offers, or maybe just one additional offer, right? And so we want to see if you have, if you're willing to go higher. So we're calling what's highest and best offer. And
Yeah.
so now people are trying to decide, and they're renegotiating what their offers are so that they can win the house.
And
Okay.
so earlier we talked about price not being the only thing that that makes a determination of whether a person is successful in their bid. So in this case, if you don't, because they're asking for highest and best, highest obviously would be the highest price, right? But then what would
Right.
be the best? What does that mean?
Right. Well, they're saying,
Excuse me.
the best that I think of it is just what's your best offer. But and so that might mean that you can't ask for, as a lender says that we can probably ask for at least 6%,
Yeah, up to
uh,
6%.
right, credit, right? So, that could be like $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't ask for $10,000 credit for closing, or you ask for five, two, or three, or none at all, right?
Yeah.
Like it depends on your situation and if you're able to handle some of the closing costs,
Mhm.
and the lender doesn't have you on a down payment assistance program or anything like that. So those are things you have to know when we're going into the offer.
Yeah.
Typically, I when we're offering, the first thing I do is I call the agent and say, I let them know, hi, my client loves the house and we're going to place an offer. And
Yeah.
I ask them, do you have any other offers? And so if they say, yes, we do, or we have some that are coming in, we know that we know need to go in strong with
Yeah.
our offer right away,
Right.
right? Because
Not the time
although,
to lowball.
right, so you ask, are there still bidding wars? They are and they're not, because sometimes, as I made this call, they've already told me there's another offer that could be coming in, and you decide that we want to lowball. Okay, don't come back and ask me after, why
Why
didn't
we
they?
didn't get the right? Why
Why
we
no? They
out?
want to know, well, why didn't they come? Why didn't they counter offer me? Well, they already got another offer sitting there. Why do they need to counter offer with you? Play with you? You already 20,000. You 20,000 low, which you might not be 20,000 low in your mind, but you are, because you asked for 6% credit towards closing costs.
Yeah.
You asked for them to pay for your agent's commission, so
Yeah.
right there, you're at least at $10,000. Then we put on a home warranty for 7,000, seven, not sorry,
Yeah.
7,000, $700.
700. Yeah.
Right,
Right.
$700. And so in their mind, they're like ching, 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 because you also have to do a home inspection, and they know that their roof is already old, and you're going to discover that, and you're going to ask them for additional $10,000 credit for the roof, right? Credit in lieu of repairs. So in your case, if this was a house that didn't have multiple offers and you did something like this, that would be good. You'd be bringing less to the table. If you
Yeah.
look, is that a house that has multiple offers? That's not good. You have to decide, am I going to take this house as
Right.
is
Yeah.
and just go with it? Like, yeah, okay, I like this house enough that I'm willing to take on the issues that it has. So a
Mm.
good offer might be saying, I'm going to do a home inspection with the option of backing out because you want to
Mhm.
know what the issues are, but
Right.
I'm not going to ask for repairs.
Yeah. Because that's a good point. Because if it's too much, then you may not want to take it on. You may not have the capacity to take it on,
Correct, correct.
because
But
you're gonna have to do something about it. Like how you just mentioned the example that you gave us. If it's a roof, if it's a problem with the roof, what if it needs to be, torn off and replaced?
mm-hmm.
That's what
Pull tear
at
off.
least the good. I've done some recent quotes on that. So I know you probably want to see it for anything less than 12 grand. I thought that
Yeah,
was actually a decent price, but I've seen them as high as almost 20.
20.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so roof is
My house
always
is small. I have a small house, just so y'all know. I don't live in a lavish building, So I'm sure for a larger roof, you would be talking about even more.
even more, right? And that's for a roof. That's a as a seller, and you need a roof. That's
Yeah,
something that you should really consider before putting your house on the market, deciding, am I willing to go ahead and get this new roof on? Maybe you can ask for more money, or get your investment back. But knowing that you need a roof, you might need to start a little lower, but
yeah,
then still understand that they're still going to ask for that roof to be
right.
repaired. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay, sounds good. Very good feedback, Miss Dion. You're doing good today. So
Thank
I
you.
do have one last question, one discussion question. I thought that was a great insight that you gave. Um, Coming up to summer, 2026. Any predictions?
Well. I
Not
have hopes more than predictions, right?
okay.
And we're gonna get a little political, right?
All right.
Right.
Dun,
We
dun,
just right,
dun.
right. Right now, we're just hoping that our friend that's sitting in the house,
Yeah,
right, that he just stays out of it. I really went in thinking, oh my goodness, he's all about real estate. That is what's his bread and butter. That
right. This I
I
was
just
thinking the same thing. Like,
Right. I just knew that okay, he's gonna mess up some stuff, right? I already knew that he was gonna mess up stuff. But I unfortunately had hopes that he wasn't gonna mess up real
at
estate.
least not that. Right.
At
Yeah.
least
You should
not right,
understand
right. I
that.
was like, you messing up your own money. But I guess he has investments in other money that he don't really care about the real estate.
At
And
this point,
so,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
right. So unfortunately, real estate is tied to the politics, right? It's tied to the war, it's
Yep.
tied to the oil prices, it's tied to a lot of the things that are happening right now.
Right.
People people don't want to buy a home, invest in something new when they're scared,
That's true.
right? So and
Fear
people
will
don't want
paralyze people. Yep.
right, it will paralyze them. And people don't want to sell before for the same reason. So we need the people to sell so you can have houses to buy, right? And we need you to buy so that the economy can kind of keep on going. So my hope is that we find ourselves in a good enough situation for the rest of the summer that we'll be able to continue to sell and buy homes. There are a lot of houses that are out here that are available. And I think that even if it's not I want something that's move-in ready, you should
Mm-hmm.
you should consider those houses because those are people who are really willing to sell their home and you could probably get a good value for that house. You're walking in with equity, and be able to make that house your champagne house
Mm-hmm.
rather than going into the champagne house and then not being able to afford it because of the cost of gas, because of cost of oil, all
Yeah.
these different things that are affecting us. Our electricity bills are getting higher. All these different things that affect you in the long run. So I just say hey, come on out. Come on. There's lots of houses out here, and we definitely can help you buy what you want,
Yeah.
no matter what it is. And we're here for you. And if you think, okay, I need to wait, okay, we don't really like for you to try to wait too long because the issues that we have this year still could be the issues next year, and but make sure you work with us and plan and prepare.
All right. Coming at you. Let's do like about 20 seconds. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You just give me the first thing that comes to mind. So, question one is, would you buy right now if you were a first time home buyer?
Yes.
Would you sell right now if you had equity in your home?
Yes.
Would you buy a condo right now?
No.
Would you buy a fixer upper right now?
Definitely yes.
Okay. Would you wait for interest rates to drop?
Hey, y'all, interest rates is good. Stop playing.
Okay. I like that answer. My name is Lisa J. White, House Money Mama, and I approve that answer. Okay. All right. Would you offer over asking price?
Yes, because I'm gonna ask for credit back for towards my closing costs.
Okay. Would you waive an inspection?
Never.
Okay. Would you buy with down payment assistance? If you qualified, obviously.
Yeah, so I would. Yes, I would. It depends, right? If I can get credits and things, then I don't need down payment assistance. Then maybe you don't need the down payment assistance because down payment assistance increases your interest rate.
Yep.
So if you could go ahead and get if you could get down payment assistance with the same interest rate, then maybe yes.
Got
If it has to go up, then I would try to consider negotiations and things like that in lieu of getting down payment assistance.
okay. One more question. Would you buy a two flat or a small multi-unit in this market?
Definitely yes.
All right.
I have one for sale though too. If you all want to buy it, I
Okay, sounds good.
always think of wealth for your children later on in life.
That's true. That's true. That's one of those things that it'll always be there. Where I mean, yeah, unless something catastrophic happens,
Yeah.
it'll always be there. And real estate usually appreciates. So usually building, even without doing anything extra, you're building money, you're building wealth, you're building savings, you're building some equity. So that's good. And then the other thing is that another thing that usually goes up, rent.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're renting, if you have a rental property, the likelihood that rent is gonna, stay the same or go down is not very likely. Rent usually goes up.
Yeah.
So it's something you'll continue to build over the years. I think that's great. These are some really good answers. Thank you so much for being my guest today on Water Cooler Wednesday. I'd love to have you back.
Oh, thank you. I'll be here anytime you need me. I'm here for you.
This sounds good. So now that you guys got all this great information, you probably have some other questions. So what you can do is you can get in contact with myself if you're ready to get pre-qualified. So Dion, I'm putting her to work. She gonna still pull up the numbers
I
today.
know, because I was like, oh, hold on.
Lisa J. White with Nexa Linden, otherwise known as the House Money Mama. You can reach me at 630-977-6150. And if you're ready to start looking or list, you're ready to list, get in contact with Dion Branch with Allure Dream Homes. You can reach her at 773-819-6092. And that is another Water Cooler Wednesday wrapped up. We did it. Yay.
Thank you guys. I really love this show. Yay.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Right.